just sitting here, kind of feeling like not tired. Done with the clean up and all that, and it's not often that I like really just like feel like I need to pull these cards out. And this one, I feel like I'm gonna give this deck away. So maybe my last read with it. I love it, but I felt from the beginning that it didn't belong to me from the moment I brought it back from the store, and there's an opportunity to present it to somebody that can share it with this town. And so, anyways, let's start with the bottom of the deck card, which was intuition, and it's got an owl there. So you have to bear with me. I didn't like take notes like I usually do, and so we'll see what comes as it does. I wish I knew a little more about the spider, because I feel like there's something really significant there with that. But basically, the situation being based on synchronicities and trust, basically a faith walk, getting some messages that your intuition is on, you know, that stuff is real, and seeing some of the signs. But yeah, still, it is a mystery of magic, and those were just some of the keywords from her book. And so it's basically, and I am reading the story of the twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine journey, especially as it pertains to no contact, distance in between, astral things that have been held on to but yet to come, I guess. And so I don't know. Basically, the voice of the unconscious mind here, to heed to those intuitive feelings, and that the more you practice, the more intuitive you do become, and like rightly dividing, picking the option that's right, but in the meantime, rightly dividing what is, that was 222, misinformation versus what your sixth sense, your gut instinct is, and that it all happened for some sort of reason. And I'm just continuing to strengthen that intuition as, you're in a place of development and still hasn't come forth into full fruition, into the 3D, for a reason, because both divine masculine, divine feminine is being, strengthened and brought into the right place. So it's just like hanging the balance out of all of that. And one way you can tap into your intuition more is to honor your senses and basically acknowledge them. Honor them and acknowledge them and tap into them more, just to get to know them more, I guess, in the process. So I don't know if she explains anything about the spider. It's broken down into the past, the present, and the future. So I'm just going to go and bring this one in the present, being that it was the bottom of the deck. So it takes both courage and practice to heed your intuition. We're often told to base our decisions on rational thought and logic, and to weigh each choice with care. Your decision-making process can, however, be enhanced by listening to your gut feelings. It's more important to use both rational thought and reason and intuition and instinct together. That's one thing that's interesting too when it comes to like masculine and feminine energies, female and male roles, is often the union of the two brings together like a sense of balance, whereas one might be more in the rational, and the other can confirm that with the intuition, gut feeling, supernatural. Something might seem like a really good idea, but it might not feel right, and so it might end up being a failed plan. And I feel like the correct divine union that is meant to be actually will protect both individuals for a very important purpose and for a higher calling. So when you have a whole bunch of options before you and you have equal pros and cons, in the end, the only option available is to go with an intuitive decision. Pick the one that feels right for you. If a situation or person has you feeling tense, has your stomach in knots, has you feeling agitated, uncomfortable, or pressured, then back away and trust your gut. Conversely, if someone has you feeling at ease and imbued with a sense of righteousness, embrace the moment, heed your feelings. If you have a situation that needs resolving, a problem that needs solving, somebody close to your heart that needs help, then it is time to stop worrying, calm yourself, calm your mind. Extreme emotions such as anger and fear will only hamper your intuitive abilities. Find a quiet place, go for a walk to clear your mind. The answer solution will come via intuitive means when you stop worrying over the problem. And you have to pardon me, like this is shaky. I wanted to take it outside of the case so it didn't have the annoying noise that a lot of my videos have. So yeah, I'll probably start even shaking more as I hold it the whole time. So yeah, part of my read here. So some of these cards basically I would see kind of when I was shuffling and cutting and kind of just stuck out to me. And so these two were two of them to begin with. The Six of Water, which is Six of Cups, and Three of Earth. I don't know if it was just the imagery. Maybe they look adorable together. Maybe I was just talking to my daughter about her little Shakespearean role of Tatina, or however you said her name. And I don't know. Then I see this card. So that's from Midnight Summer's Dream, and it was a little play my daughter was in when she was in 5th grade in Montessori, and seeing somebody that is related to her little co-star. I don't know, it was weird. Just kind of brought it up, just being back in this town and stuff. It's interesting. So I'm gonna flip to the Six of Water, Six of Cups, and then a little bit about the six often can mean actions of some sort being taken, and three often means collaboration. So cups, love, water, with grounded earth energy, all being brought together through intuition, perhaps. So her keywords for Six of Water are kindness, concern, sympathy, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, love, and ideals. And yeah, this girl looks just like that. It's definitely a good illustration. And basically, it's another thing that can be done in the meantime, in the balance, is to basically just send forth those energies of love, even if there's been interesting and complicated situations, misunderstandings, feeling passed over, betrayed, something that was supposed to happen didn't, just knowing that is for a reason, and just counteracting any frustrations with just feelings of pure acceptance and unconditional love and bliss, basically. Just the ideal kindness and compassion is what's necessary and really what wins the love war, patience, and basically just continuing to look at that, all that is good and pure in humanity, and that being the focus of this whole journey. So let's see. Strive to be better, embrace healthy boundaries, accept that you will falter and make mistakes, as will your divine counterpart. Overcome obstacles with gentle determination. Do not meet aggression with aggression, and be kind and walk away. Definitely had some rage nights when some felt close and didn't work out. And yeah, maybe I got some out of my system personally. Trying to think if I'm getting anything else with this. Kind but not to a fault, meaning that you do have boundaries, and so you may have to just and for me it's just comes naturally, just not be an obsessed weirdo or whatever. Even though it's tough when you constantly think about somebody all the time and knowing that they are doing the same, but anyways, and then later in this actually came the Self card. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to Three of Earth. So yeah, bear with me if I have to find these. So I often like to take notes and stuff. But we're just going with it this time. So this collaboration, if it's in your intuition that you're feeling it more, feeling excitement, collaboration on on the way coming together. So the Three of Earth, ambition, sowing seeds, groundwork, energy investment, sacrifice, fertility, and outcomes. So yeah, just trusting that the divine counterpart is doing the groundwork, and that the thoughts and intentions of kindness and love and acceptance are literally like he's doing here, planting seeds, planting some acorns for a little squirrely. My grandma was my Jima. She was from a nut farm. Anyways, and when I lived in the cabin in the woods last winter, there was like squirrel family above me, and I'd hear them running and stuff. And when I would connect with my counterpart astrally, and we would be sending each other energy, it would wake them up, even though they were like in a state of hibernation. They would wake up and get excited and like run all over on top of my head. And I'm sort of a bit of a rodent phobia. It's like a phobia I have is of the rodents. I'm trying to talk quietly, not wake anyone. Okay. So yeah, knowing that each step of the process, each thought is like planting a seed and bringing forth something, is in the sense of the word, for fertility and outcomes. So basically, key phrase is time to make preparations, risking future goals and ambitions. Ooh, yeah, see, that's the tough part, and that's where the patience comes in, is, just like understanding, like, there's a lot going on, and understanding the risk there, but that, the risk will be worth a reward, and both parties, like, really believing that, because I believe that is the case. Investment and sacrifice equals reward. A time of restriction or adversity, maybe that's perhaps what's going on right now. Increased opportunity, however, in the background, of the mindscape. But yeah, no, people notice that energy too on you, even being in this place, in this spot right now. It's like a bridge, with it being bridged and all that. But be sure of your motives and be thoughtful and mindful about them. And then maintain intimacy and connection, even if that is in a place of waiting for some things to get wrapped up and dealt with. Still like appreciating the whole 5D aspect of it all, and knowing that it's like a seed planting sort of a thing, that it has its place, and it's just really only gonna serve to strengthen things. And now I'm shaking, so I have to brace myself. And this one like kept coming up when I was shuffling and cutting, so I pulled it. But 10 of fire. So should just build on this like this. And that's the meditation card, which is interesting. Reminds me of like one of the last Instagram comments. 10 of fire, doing, self-mastery, mastery, evolution, enlightenment, light work, light being, and discipline. Yeah, it's like, I want to use words to explain, but it's like kind of pretty self-evident, like how this story is just kind of naturally building and unfolding. Again, like, in a state of meditation, in a state of the subconscious courting. I like the sun rays and light over the head. By the way, with the stars in the background, it's pretty cool. He looks like sort of like Thor with a hammer. Warriors. So, mastering both craft and self, taking command of yourself and your life, and taking responsibility for your actions. And so I feel like this is like something to be done individually, but also something that is coming out of using the intuition and the connection in the astral. So do not be a slave to outside forces, order, structure, and simplicity. And is that what this connection is all about? I mean, is that what you really want? I think it is a simple thing, really. And do we make it more complicated? But is it about simplicity when it's this complicated situation does sort of get wrapped up? Can we bring it down to a more simple level? Be disciplined, dedicated, stop making excuses, and act. You can do anything you set your mind to act upon. So, and I didn't do any in the reverse for this. I meant to kind of flip some around, but I didn't, so that's cool though, right? Usually I always like read them both ways. And then after that, I pulled out Desire. Desire was what came out. And let's check out this card because it's kind of cool. The animals and the eye in there. Yeah, it's like manifestation of nature, kind of like sort of a thing vibe I'm getting, holding it in your hand, all of it being held in the palm of your hand. Yeah, interesting. Sometimes I just don't want to talk too much and just like let the pictures kind of speak for themselves, and if I feel something, say it, I guess. But so what she has in her book here is desire. Of course, desire is self-evident there. Wants, dreams, ambition, goals, price, gestation, manifestation, consequences, and selfishness. I wonder if consequences and selfishness was basically, if it is in the reverse, probably. Well, perhaps we desire another for ourselves as well. There's like a certain balance of that, you know, but I think we all like intentionally, our self-focus is naturally is what we know. And I think it's okay to have a little bit of that with your desire, because I feel like you have some of those desires for a reason, and even if it might be viewed as being selfish, it may actually be not selfish, the opposite of selfish, really the motivation of it. You know, I don't know, I could get into it more, but I just feel like I'd be talking in circles. So what do you desire most, and how much do you want it? Desire compels action. Make another attempt. Great expectations, great disappointment. Ground your desires in reality. What you desire will have a price. Wishful thinking. Has your desire waned or changed? Let your conscience be your guide. To desire something at the expense of another, or is that what we're doing? I don't know, it's a question, I guess, to ask. She has it sort of just worded oddly. I would have probably done it different, but anyways, selfish desires mirror a lack within. That's an interesting way to look at things and evaluate motives. But, yeah, lust is a good thing. Craving, not a bad thing. I can definitely, like, relate to that in the astral sense. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Anyways, is that kind of where we're at here? Is what do you really want? Maybe you should just not take too much time. Just keep going. Abundance. Okay. So, will your desire produce abundance? Will your desire, based on intuition, bring forth abundance? Cornucopia. A harvest with the dragon. What's in her hand here? It's kind of hard to tell. Let's see here. Oh, it's a little birdie nest. Shut up. And there's a wabbit. Rascally wabbit. Well, all right then. And look, a little Viking ship or something. How interesting. All right. Let's check it out real quick. Like abundance. Fitting. Okay. Abundance. Keyword abundance. Yeah. Consciousness, giving, receiving, energy, love, and appreciation. Wow, that really seems to tie into this. and, you know, a non-contact sort of a 5D astral sort of a thing. And look, there's a rainbow in the back too. Well, that sort of complicates things for me, but abundance is a state of plenty. Abundance is a feeling. Abundance surrounds you. Have faith and conviction. Complete trust is required. Your rainy day is today, but I don't know, is the rainbow coming out? And look, that was like a whole lot of gold under it too. And the IRA. That's kind of hard to see. Determine your goals and reasons and set intentions. A state of contentment not influenced by external factors. Well, there you go, what you really want for yourself. Because you deserve that. Relax and enjoy yourself. Maybe like cutting ties will bring forth a state of relaxation and enjoyment and bliss. Generosity ripples outwards. So yeah, no, definitely with the divine counterpart connection. Divine masculine, divine feminine, and twin flame thing. It's, you know, as people that know kind of a little bit about it, at least know that it is for a very important and higher purpose, and that is why there is a contract in place between two, and why other situations probably won't end up working out in the end, basically, but they still may serve their purpose and have a place. I believe that like really all relationships are meant to be in some sort of a sense, especially if they're used as a learning experience, or like maybe perhaps had that situation not happen, maybe you wouldn't end up being led to your divine counterpart. So anyways, state of plenty with rippling effects. I kind of like the sound of all of that. I desire that. Okay, and so then thought came out. So, gosh, it's like, for me to even look this up kind of just makes me want to be like, I feel like I already talked about this. But, so, just looking at the imagery here. Thought and intuition. I wonder really what the big difference is in here concerning that. Well, I guess thought is more like mental space, where intuition often is more of a gut thing. But maybe this is more like the reality of things, or what you think is reality. Power and attention, focus, attraction, positivity and negativity, and universal law. And the fact that thoughts do create reality, and often thoughts are based on intuition, embracing or questioning it. It's the foundation of consciousness. Don't rush your thinking and be certain. So don't be too in your head about something, and make sure it lines up with intuition as well. And focusing on intentionally being more conscious, and even bringing consciousness to the unconscious mind, maybe dreams, dreamscapes. I get them once in a while, but I seek them, and still hoping to have more dreams lately. But be realistic and be optimistic, and you can be optimistically realistic about a situation that may be difficult or seem pessimistic, especially if you believe that it is for a reason, and perhaps your intuition is leading you to, I don't even want to say like another person or another situation, but like what's ideal for you. You know, if something's run its course, then obviously the past isn't ideal, but yeah, I don't need to overthink or speculate, and honestly, like, bringing up the past, making it a thought process, and you know, a defined thought and a decision, firm decision. So the words I was trying to look for, that the past is left in the past. So let's like bring things into a place of simplicity and desire and abundance. And the next one after that was love. Love is in the air. To the girls and the boys and the people above, this is the time to fall in love. Bismarcky. All right, love, infatuation, love for self, confidence, love for life, and expansion. And is there a little crescent moon in there? There is. Beautiful. Heart chakra. Yellow rose. Is that a yellow rose? It's yellow. I think it's a rose. I like that because, like, to me, that's like a very like familiar friendship sort of a thing. Myself personally, like, I've always wanted and will settle for nothing less than somebody that I can hang with that is basically like my best friend. For me personally, it's easier for me to do when I have a lot in common and share similarities with somebody. Some people like the opposites attracting, but I don't know. For me, it's just like difficult. It's straining. Like, I feel like it is too much, tug of war. And like, in my mind, everything's like time is money, and it's like a waste of time. I've been in things that took my nights and drama that like basically took away from, financial opportunity and, work and business endeavors. And so for me, it's always been about like having a best friend who's also a lover and a business partner, just for basically the efficiency of it all. But more than it just being practical, being passionate, but like somebody that I can tolerate that much where we can like really do something with the rest of our time and go somewhere, redeeming the time because the days are evil is sort of a scripture that I can think of that goes with it. So love, infatuation, love for self, confidence, love for life, and expansion. Expansion, little yerp-a-derp there for you. Love is multifaceted though, and your love will shape or break you. So is your love life shaping or breaking you right now? Mine's kind of like, for the most part, non-existent, except for in the astral realm. But I can say that in the past 2 years, I don't know if I really would have made it. Like, you've really helped me and caused me to grow and really like fought for me without knowing it. Even despite everything, like, I've held on and I've felt you protecting me. Even though things got a little complicated. Anyways, a love that deserves a second chance is one thing that she wrote in there. So determining, is something love or is it infatuation? And I guess, the lustful love, little cupcake romance, honeymoon phase, that definitely is gonna run its course. But like, I feel like purpose, love with a purpose is something that won't. And maybe the example is like, it won't go away even though other things have tried to get in the way. Another thing to not be too in your head about, and I feel like I brought this up in other things, is that the feminine, like divine feminine, divine masculine, divine counterparts, they know full well that there's a lot of, especially if they've got a very high purpose that is of love and light, that there are definitely like forces, controlling forces that want to get in the way and want to break that up, at whatever means necessary. But any means necessary. Okay. I'm like feeling giddy all of a sudden. Not there anymore. Woo! Alright, maybe we should move on. Love and enjoy your uniqueness. I like that. Stop making comparisons. But anyways, back to like, don't be too in your head about like certain things in the past, because we might be worried about something that's already like understood and not a like big deal or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, past is in the past. What can we do to change that anyways, except for just like go forward and learn our lessons and fix things and just try to be in the proper place. So anyways, 7 of Fire. And yeah, she's got a snake wrapped around her. I haven't really checked out excuse me, the imagery is pretty amazing, but I haven't like super like checked it out, so maybe I need to do like readings like this more, where I'm like, you know, faltering and taking a lot of time and battling and rambling and whatever, but yeah, I don't really need to explain like what's on here. I feel like a dork really doing this. This is why I usually don't do reads this way. I like write my notes down first. But I don't know, feeling like rambling on about nothing tonight, I guess. Divination, signs, heating, intuition, looking within, seeking answers, discovery, awareness, and trust. And that is cool that like followed up this love card. Yeah. Heed your intuition, a feeling of recognition, inexplicable coincidences, signs and synchronicities, right? Moments that repeat and deja vu. Personal interpretation is crucial. So, like, how? So, don't be too in your head, but still, personal interpretation is crucial. I'm trying to think about that a little bit. Interpreting. It's not saying to interpret your thoughts so much. It does talk about heeding your intuition. Personal interpretation is crucial. I wonder if like that's on there basically in the sense of, you know, there is like a connection, but maybe perhaps that's where this needs to go in the 3D, in the communication form, just to like see if those line up more or something. Then it says only you know the answer. So yeah, I guess search deep within and really know the answer. Look beyond the surface. Observe and be aware. Do I need to explain any of this stuff? I don't know. Then I had like 3 kings come out, but this one in a sense, after 7 of fire, King of water came up, King of cups, King of love. After divination, intuition, discovery, awareness, and trust. And then later it was weird because like I pulled this choice card, and that's when King of fire and King of air came up. But so let's see why this one landed here. I feel like there's an order in this book. Fire, Queen of fire. Okay, I see how those are all at the end of the court cards, or not. Bottom. King of cups. And a love offer being made. A magical love offer being made based on intuition. That's how I'm reading this anyways in this order. So this is about the offer, the hanging there, coming towards you on the verge, hoping, we hope it's timely. This girl's got to move on. It's inevitable. She doesn't have the luxury of hanging out anymore. And of course, when I go, I gotta be gone and probably won't be using this page anymore. So we'll see what happens. I'm prepared for whatever. Uh-oh. I hope I'm not waking him up. I better stop. I might get in trouble here. I'm gonna have to stop this later. Insightful, fluid, balance, positive, nurturing. There's also jealousness and possessiveness in this. I think I'm gonna have to stop and like finish this later. 2 of earth. I like that. 2 of pentacles. 2 of discs. Change. Hell yeah. Okay, well I gotta stop this because the big is waking up. Choice between King of fire and King of air. I don't want to bring like spiritual energies in if they're trying to sleep and get in trouble for that. The Queen of earth, focusing ourselves. Then when I was clarifying what I don't know. Perhaps this change thing. 9 of fire. With healing and perception. Healing of perception. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to continue on, and maybe I'll make some notes and see if anything else comes up. I like this, being about healers. Being about the snake on the staff. Being raised up to heal. There's some froggies in there too. Pretty cool. And perception. Alrighty. I don't know. We will see what is to come. And if we indeed are on the verge of some manifestation. The choice, though, is for the Queen of Earth, the Queen of Pentacles, that is focused on herself, self-love. Well, that's interesting. Maybe the choice is between the two. Maybe this is feminine, embodying masculine energies of the two. I don't know. Who's this choice for? We shall see, right? But I do need to look into this, because even though this can mean like selfishness, it does have blue roses, which aren't technically a thing. I could get into the botany of that more. They're almost a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this card more, and I might just pull these last ones out, do a little research, and finish this with a part 2.